So what is Payments by Booking? Payments by Booking is a service that we offer to facilitate bookings on our platform, and instead of the flow that exists today, which you guys experience, we have over the past, let's say, 6-7 years, developed this service across the world where we facilitate payments on behalf of our partners, collect money from customers, and then pay out to our partners. And the idea is, and you probably know some of this, 6-7 years ago, we were a purely what we call agency business. So we had no payments. We brought demand and supply together, and we made a commission on that, very simple business model. But for all the reasons that I'm sure you guys experience, we realized that we had to get payments going globally. And so we've been on a journey over the past 6-7 years. So what does it give? Why did we decide to do it? For both sides of our marketplace. For you as partners, it's something that we know you need. It offers revenue security, it manages your risk, and your operational workload. But it's also a huge customer value proposition. From a customer standpoint, they need it and they like it. Some customers will always want to go and pay at the hotel, but what we've seen is when payments are available, most customers will like to use payments. And so we've been on that journey globally, and I thought it'd be useful to give you some sense of what's happened at a global stage for us. And we look at payments with two key metrics, what we call as adoption, which is basically what percentage of our partners have payments enabled, and roughly that is about 77% in 2025 of our business is enabled to have payments. And then the other metric that we look at is what percentage of business actually flows through payments, which is even though partners may have those payments enabled, some of them may not use all of it, right? So that's the numbers there you can see are fairly large. And it has moved quite a bit over the years. And I think it'll be useful to show you how those numbers have grown over the past 7-8 years. In 2018, we had less than 10%, significantly less than 10% of our total transaction value. This is what we measure as our total flow through our platform. And this year, we're going to be north of 60%. And there's a nice graph which shows how that has kind of grown up. So if you exclude that COVID dip, which obviously you guys probably also experienced, the value of our business that has flown through Payments by Booking, which is what we call as our merchant model, has grown at a compounded annual growth rate of north of 35%. So it's been very, very rapidly growing. As you can see, that number is quite a material number, and we expect it to continue to grow. And why are we here today? It's because we are now finally, I know many of you have been waiting for this for years. We are in the process of rolling out Payments by Booking in India. We have started as of 4 weeks ago a small pilot with about 300 partners, and over the next 3-4 quarters we will look to kind of grow capabilities and expand it across our entire market. So what is Payments by Booking? Maybe you've probably heard of it. We thought it's useful to explain it to you by contrasting it against what happens today. So today what happens, a user makes a reservation on Booking. We collect the card details from the booker. We send it to you. You charge it. Sometimes it doesn't work. We know that. And then you pay us a commission for that service. The difference, of course, with Payments by Booking is the user makes a reservation, they make the payment on Booking.com, we collect the money from the user, and then we pay you. Right? So that is kind of the difference in the flow that occurs. Why do we love it, and why do we think it's really interesting, and hopefully you guys agree with that. Globally, our cancellation rates for our agency business is north of 30%. We know in India it's significantly north of that, so it's actually double that value in India. At a global level, cancellation rate for payments for merchant model, which is payments by booking flows, is actually half that amount, half the 30%, so it's circa 16-17% amount. And that's a huge benefit, right, for both our partners, but also we also don't like the fact that we got bookings which are cancelable, right? It kind of doesn't give us a certainty of flows. So that's kind of a huge benefit, we think, for both sides. We think it gives increased reach for you with customers. We've got a wide number of payment methods globally. When we start with payments by booking in India, we're going to start with primarily cards and UPI, but we will have over the next year, we will enhance that with other things that we will work on. At a global level, about 20% of our business flows outside of the card rails. And we expect that in India, that will also kind of increase as we increase payment methods, right? So it kind of makes it easier for people to pay. We think that when people pay with the methods that they're used to and they understand and recognize, it becomes it's much more natural for them to use that. So that's why we think it's useful. As I said, for India, we are going to start with UPI and RuPay. So that's what your customers will see, and hopefully that will drive increased kind of penetration and conversion for you guys. And of course cards, right? So we are obviously enabling the cards as well. The other thing which is really interesting, hopefully for you guys as well, is when we pay you, when we send you the card details today and you charge the card, or the customer rocks up to your check-in desk and you give them, you charge their card, or if they book through your online site, you are liable for any fraud, chargeback, anything related to that. Our kind of primary proposition with payments by booking is we take on that risk. You're free from that headache, so that all the liability on payments that happen sit with Booking.com. We take that off your plate. The other thing that we do is we optimize for authorization rates, and those of you who are in this business understand that authorization rates mean higher conversion from customers, and so we do everything that we can to allow a customer to pay. So any customer who wants to pay, we do whatever we possibly can to make them pay. So sometimes it doesn't work with one processor, we have to try with some other processor. So there are tricks in the game that we have learned over the years which help us optimize for conversion, and we kind of will adapt that to flows that you will hopefully benefit from. Where there are rejections from insufficient funds, throwing up other payment methods for customers to be able to pay. So that's kind of hopefully a very useful proposition for you. And most importantly, right, you're going to collect monies from your customer before they show up, which I know is a major pain point for many of you guys. So what does the future look like for payments by booking in India, and what are we planning to do over the next few years? For our partners, that is for you, we want to roll this out across the entire Indian market. We're going to start with bank transfer payments, and we'll hopefully also transition to daily payments to you, and develop more connectivity APIs to help you connect to our payment solution. We will also try to make it easier for onboarding and have APIs for onboarding of partners. The other thing that we're going to do is make life easy for our travelers, right? For our kind of joint customers. More ways to pay, as I said. We're starting with UPI, RuPay, and cards, but we'll also enable bank transfers, so which is common in India as well. And we will also be able to kind of expand the UX itself for UPI, right? So the UPI has got, as you know, multiple UX propositions. We want to make it easier and more smooth for the traveler to be able to pay. And with that, I am going to kind of call on my co-panel members. We've got people from these are local partners that we have used to launch this with, HSBC. So we've got a partner from HSBC who's going to join us on stage. And maybe I will kind of